me getting my 2025 projects to finish for the rest of the year. I was cutting them up and putting them inside of a mason jar to make it a little bit easier to, one, find the projects that I wanted to do, but also make it fun for myself, that I wasn't getting bogged down with the same things. So I cut about, I think it was 60 different projects I wanted to do. Some I need to donate, and I just cut them down. And I was using a cutting board here, but it really wasn't working, nor were the scissors. And so I have to use a combination of both. But the funny thing about this is that sometimes you have to start over or try new things because what you think will work won't work. So this was Sunday that I was getting this prepared for my last week of spring break, and I was really excited to get this done, and I had plans, and I had to start over because I got sick. And when I say sick, I was really, really sick my last week of spring break, and I was out of commission. So none of these projects got done, which means I'm going to have to do it the weekend once I return back to work. But what I wanted to talk about, teachers, is we have to find the joy. And I mean, truly think about the joy. Yesterday, my student teacher taught a lesson, and because of me, we focused on the bad. And there was a student who decided to make the day just very, very difficult. And we were recapping her lesson, and she was like, man, if X, Y, and Z would have happened, if so-and-so wouldn't have did this. And I was like, wait, let's stop for a second. And we had to sit down and we had to weigh all the good things. And once we weighed all the good things, we noticed it was one snafu in her entire lesson, and that wasn't caused by her. She was able to teach her lesson without me in the space. She planned a good lesson. She taught a good lesson. The kids had fun, and her timing was great. And I said, let's not be bogged down by the one negative thing, because we'll forget all the good things. And I had to tell myself that in a moment, because she was getting it from me. I allowed that person to take over the control. And I said, hey, you set the tone of the classroom, Tasha, not nobody else. And so from that point on, we had a great day. And I really, really enjoyed my students yesterday because, as you can tell, my voice is trying to get a little bit better now. They really allowed me to get better with them on Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, I was nowhere near even maybe 30% to be at work, but I was there. I made sure they had, the end of state testing that they had to do, and I made sure that they were there, because getting a sub is more work than anything. But they made it easy to be there. They ensured that we got teaching and learning done. We had a good time coming back. We shared stories about spring break, and they truly care about us. And I know if my students would say I'm tough and I'm hold them to high expectations, but they do know I care. And I know that they care because I've seen students give teachers a hard time, and my students did not do that for me. For 95% of my students, they made sure I was okay. And they had to remind me, Miss Smith, you just got better. You just got better. Don't let so-and-so ruin that. Remember, Miss Smith, teach me. And I always tell them, help me focus on them. That way I'm focused on the good. So teachers, make sure you're focusing on the good and not what could have been. As we see with this planner, I had plans. And they say, tell God what you got planned if you want to hear him laugh. None of these plans happened, but I got back to work and I had a good day. So thank you all. Have a blessed day.